Good morning. All right, we're ready for the next section, day 85. Now, the top part of the page, which is page 191, it's just 2 pages today. It is, all of this is review. There's nothing new that you're learning. In fact, I think this whole section just said a comprehensive review of all advanced fractional concepts. So basically, we're going to finish this section in the next few days, the next week or so. Then we're going to start on decimals. So we're putting all that we've learned about fractions. So I'm going to walk you through this just a little bit and kind of explain each little section to you and then have you do it. And then I'm going to check it with you. Okay? So the first part says in this exercise we're going to work through a thorough review and practice of adding fractions. We're going to start with the simple equations and work through to the most difficult addition of fractions. Take note of any concepts you may still be unsure about. Remember to reduce wherever necessary. All right, so on number 1, 2, 3, and 4, those are all just adding fractions. And remember, when you add fractions, you got to have common denominators, but they already have them. So you're just going to add and then simplify. Okay, on number 5, 6, and 7, you're just adding, but you got to get common denominators. But they should be really easy because each one of those numbers is a multiple of the other. So it should be super, super easy, 5, 6, and 7. Now, going a little further, 8 through 13 is the same thing. It's addition of fractions, but it's mixed numbers, and they're written horizontally, or actually vertically, and they don't have common denominators. You have to give them common denominators first. Just take your time on each one. Do not rush through it. Now, at the bottom of that, it says, let's work through some of the elements of working with fractions. We sometimes need to find a common denominator. For some equations, this is simple. So find a common denominator on numbers 14, 15, and 16. Just put right there beside it what the common denominator would be, and then write y. Whatever you write on y will tell me that you understand it. All right, look at the next page. Now, for some equations, this can take a bit more work. So on number 17 and 18, you've got fractions on the bottom. You've got denominators that they don't have anything in common. So you're going to have to figure out what their common denominator would be. Okay, if you don't remember, look back. Now on number 7, let's see, 7, or no, on the next two, right underneath 17 and 18, it says find the least common multiple, the LCM of 7 and 10, and then the least common multiple of 9 and 14. Now remember, multiple is when you count by that number. The least common is the one that's least common to both of those. So on the first ones, you've got 7 and 10. So on 7, you're going to list the multiples, just however far you want to go. And then on 10, you're going to list the multiples, and you're going to find the least common of 7 and 10. The one that's lesser. In other words, the first number that they have in common. And that's what you're going to do on number 9 and 4, or with 9 and 4. Then on number 19, it says sometimes you need to find a common denominator by finding an LCM, least common multiple, and reduce by finding the GCF. That's the greatest common factor. Okay, just think of the word, think of the term, greatest common factor. Okay, so work on that, and you can pause it or whatever you want to. Turn it off, whatever you want to do, and turn it back on. And I'm going to read the answers to you just to make sure that you got those right. All right. So if you have finished, number 1 is half, 1/2. Number 2, 2/3. Number 3, 6/7. Number 4, 4/9. Number 5, 2/3. Number 6, 4/5. Number 7, 4/21. Number 8 is 6 4/7. Number 9 is 7 13/21. Number 10 is 14 and 14 over 55. Number 11 is 10 and 1/5. 12 is 12.
Oh my gosh.
13 is 8 and 4/15. Number 14 is 12, and that's because it's the lowest common multiple of 4 and 12. Something to that effect, which as long as you understood it.
Why are you scratching it?
Hang on a second. Number 15 is 15, because that's the LCM of 5 and 15. Number 16, 9, because it's the LCM of 3 and 9. All right, number 17 on the back page is 70. Number 18 is 36. Then the one under that for 7 and 10, you should have listed their multiples, and then the common one would be 70. And then on numbers 9 and 4, it would be 36. Now, your total answer on number 19 would have been 11 and 1/3. So if you have questions or if you missed a whole lot of those, let me know. Okay? That'll be all for today.